So first step is going to be familiarizing ourselves with the MyFitnessPal app. Pretty simple, but so much easier if you have someone to show you and something to refer back to. Okay, so I'm going to assume you've downloaded the app from either the Apple Store or the Google Store. We're not going to go through the sign up process because in our session, that's when we'll do that. But we're going to focus on familiarizing ourselves with bits and pieces in it. So left hand side may be different for Apple, but it's the same concept and ideas. You'll get this little bit that comes out. So as you can see, you've got a few different areas here that you can take advantage of. What we want to start with is our goals. Now under the goals screen, you can have that lets you target what your weight wants to be. So you can have your current weight and then your goal weight, and then you've got your weekly goal. Now your weekly goal is the concept of what are you trying to do. So if we look at dieting to lose fat, 12 weeks, that's how long you should be dieting for. And then whatever you achieved in that 12 weeks, you stop and then you go back to maintenance. Now this is where people get mixed up because maybe the 12 weeks wasn't that successful. You know, maybe they had a few blowouts, but that fatigue you build up from dieting for 12 weeks, that doesn't just suddenly go away. It's still there. So that's why we have diet breaks. So that's why it's important to know you're not always trying to lose weight. You might be trying to maintain weight, or you might be trying to gain some muscle, which means you're going to be eating a bit more calories than you're burning. So that's why it's important to not always get stuck in the goal of losing weight, because our goals will change over time. So realistically, the next bit we're going to look at is calorie and macronutrient goals. Now, MyFitnessPal will usually set these quite low. So that's why we'll have a chat and we'll work out where your calories and macros should be. So calories is sort of our overarching target. That's what we're trying to stay under or achieve for the day. That's broken down into things called macronutrients. So that's actually what your food is made up of on a molecular level. So the tiny little things it's made up of. Now you won't ever be able to see it because it's not under a microscope. But that's basically what any food is made up of. It's either made up of molecules of carbohydrates, proteins, or fat. Now, at the beginning, protein is going to be our number one thing that we try and get right. Because if we can get your protein right, unless your carbs and fats are really in a silly amount, you just make up the calories with the rest of in carbs and fat. So your protein is at a set level, and then we've got more room to move with your carbs and fat. But if you can do that building block of the protein first, it makes a big difference. Cool. So those are the main things to do with goals. There's a few different things here, but they're more related to, I've got this little watermark there. They're more related to goals that you have throughout the week or the amount of sessions you have. And yeah, you can definitely check them out, but the main things are going to be looking at your starting weight, your goal weight, and then adjusting, which we'll do together, your calories and carbs. Cool. In the next video, we're going to cover the nutrition part.